What you're seeing is greatness. Is Max Verstappen gonna go down as the greatest of all time? Max Verstappen ties Sebastian Vettel for 9 wins in a row. It's the longest streak in F1 history thus far. Looking at Monza, he's going to break it. Red Bull, 13 in a row. They have 23 out of the last 24 race wins. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at something special.
Yeah.
We are looking at something very special. And I'm not a self-proclaimed Max fan. But I have been on record saying I love greatness. What you're seeing is greatness. Is Max Verstappen going to go down as the greatest of all time?
We still got a lot of his career to go.
But he's already got 3 championships.
He does have
and he's like 25 years old.
Yeah, he does. He honestly, you can't say that he's not going to go down as the greatest driver in history, but he's definitely going blow for blow with these guys at such a young age. And for Max to be that dominant this year and breaking Vettel's record and, well, not breaking, tying Vettel's record, and it just shows that, you know, he's on top of his game. He's going to be hard to beat. That car is incredible right now. And all we can say right now is that he is definitely in contention for one of the best drivers in.
Now, of course, this happened at his home race. Dutch GPs in Holland. I didn't see anybody supporting anybody else except Max Verstappen. And that's rare, let's be honest. You go around, let's say Silverstone, you know, you got people supporting. Well, there's more drivers for sure, but it's just, like I said, we're looking at something special right now between the team, between the driver, with the car. And the reason I say he's got 3 already. The regulation change ain't for another 2 and a half, 3 years. So let's go on and say we're getting at least 2 out of those 3. So now he's up to 5. Right? And he's not even 30 years old. So you know, I don't know, man. I think we're looking at something super special. I realize a lot of people who are coming into the sport might just go, this is kind of boring. But if you know, you know. And what you're seeing is something that happens once in a while, like once in a generation. Like the last person would say, let's say Lewis Hamilton. Right, with the Mercedes from 2014 until the recent regulation change. That's the generation right there. You know,
before that would have been Schumacher. You know, and
Schumacher.
Then you look at the Prost Senna era. You know,
and who knows what would have happened if Seb. Right?
It's true. It's true. It's hard to say yes, but it's definitely very easy to say that he's definitely in contention to be one of the top drivers out there. He's on his game right now. You know, his team's got his back. His car is on fire, and you know, when you're so relaxed going into weekends like that, you perform that much better. You know, he goes into a weekend now, and he just like, well, I don't care what happens. I'm gonna go to the front. I have the fastest car. I'll be there. And I'll win this thing.
He cannot be rattled.
No,
and it looked dicey.
In quality a little bit.
But he still managed to pull the gap. But at the start of the race, just as the rain started to come down in that last sector, he didn't come in. And who made the right call at the right time? His teammate. And you're going, well, hold on. But you're going, hold on a second. Because he's got the fastest car, and when it was all said and done after Max came in, he had a 13-second lead. Perez did over Max, and you just watched that gap disappear over the course of, like, I remember it was like 3 seconds, you know, like almost lap over lap. I was watching it, I'm like, okay, how long before he closes down Perez, you know?
You know, a little bit, you know, when Perez was leading and they pitted Max first, it was kind of like, why are they, you know, they clearly let Max pick whatever he wants.
I was going to talk about it. Let's talk about that. Because the undercut with Verstappen over his teammate, even though the teammate was leading the race.
Yes, which is shady to me. That just shows you who number 1 is.
But did we expect any different?
No, but the thing is like, at that point, if it was a reverse situation and Max went in first, corner to be like, yeah, because he was leading. They had an excuse for it. But right now, he's like, well, the guy, the undercut from the back guys were kind of close to Max. Max is going to blow by them anyways.
100%.
So why not leave Perez up there? Let Max catch up. Max is going to catch him. Max is going to pass him. So let that happen instead of compromising Perez's position.
But the thing about it is this, right? This guy's on a roll. It's his home Grand Prix. And he's doing all the right things. He put it on pole. Like, I understand where you're coming from because traditionally in the sport, there's kind of this unwritten rule of unwritten. In order to be fair, as long as your team wins, and there's 2 drivers per team.
Yep.
But they obviously broke that rule. But the interesting part that I want to bring up now is because, you know, you've been busy. We haven't had a pod in a couple weeks. But the last race, McLaren did the same thing to Piastri.
Yes, he did.
McLaren did the same thing to Piastri. Piastri was ahead of Norris. They pulled Norris in first. He undercut Piastri.
Yep.
That is more interesting than the Verstappen-Perez one for me.
Yes.
Because I think there's some nerves going around in that McLaren garage.
Yeah, I see what you're saying for that one, but also Norris is so much farther ahead than Piastri in points.
But this is why I think this one is more interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't think... Maybe, yes, but at the same time, I think Norris knows Piastri is a threat.
Yes.
Piastri is no joke.
No, he isn't.
Beat him yesterday, too.
Yeah. He's on it.
We talk about once in a generation, Piastri, I think, on the grid right now,
for his era,
he might be the next once in a generation guy. And I know there's a lot of young guys, but they're all kind of in the same Max Verstappen thing, right? When you look at Verstappen, you look at Albon, you look at Leclerc, you look at Russell, you look at Norris, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say those guys are in or of a generation.
Yeah, the next generation.
One underneath them.
Yeah, is like the Sargents, the Piastris, that generation that's coming up right now.
And this guy Piastri is looking like a killer, dude.
Yep.
He's looking like a killer. Like, McLaren have brought some upgrades. I don't think Norris thought he would be as close as he is right now. Mm-hmm. And that last move where they pulled Norris in to undercut him kind of looked like team favoritism to me.
Yes, I think so. But like I said, I think because Norris is so much farther ahead as Piastri in points, at this point they need to maximize on that. Where I'm thinking with the Red Bull part of it, Max is gone. Like, absolutely gone in this championship. Why does he need more points? Perez needs more points to fight those guys off for second place because they're gaining on him really, really, really quickly. So at that point, let Perez go in for the pit.
This is the whole race, though.
I know, but
you know Max.
But if you think about it, Max is going to charge and catch Perez, so that's even better for the story.
Not even. It was unquestionable. But I think the other part is that we haven't even spoken about yet is the weather, the inconsistency of the weather, right? Like we rolling the dice at the guy's home race, and if it goes wrong, if it goes bad.
There's a riot.
Nobody leaves there alive.
No.
It was interesting. You notice Ted Kravitz wasn't down there, like the Sky Sports guy, right? I remember he got in, not big trouble, but he got into it with, with some reports that he made about 2021. And I really think they're just like, nah, you're not going there. We're not able to deal with this right now.
You will be harassed.
But it was interesting nonetheless. I thought it was a great Grand Prix to come back from the break because... Amazing. We had a little bit of everything. There was a lot. I didn't think there would be that many overtakes. There was overtakes coming down that main straight, left, right, and center. Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a racy track. They did a lot of great upgrades to that track.
Great track.
It's amazing.
What a great track. You've been there.
I've been there, yeah. I went there and to watch DTM when Robert Wickens was racing. We went down to go and watch him, and the track was really cool then. The banking on the last corner wasn't as crazy. All the banked corners wasn't as crazy.
Now it's more elevation.
It's unbelievably elevated now. And even the DTM race back then was like, we were on the edge of our seats the entire time. It's a very racy track. It's great for the fans. You can see a lot of the corners, 2 or 3 of the corners instead of one corner at a time.
Yeah, just the way the circuit's kind of set up, right?
It's like it's a big circuit, but it's very tight. It's like the footprint of it is very small, but it's a pretty long circuit for what it is. Honestly, it's a great addition to the calendar, and I think they would be stupid to take it off it.
One of the better ones. Technical question for you. Corner 3 at this circuit. A lot of drivers got 2 wheels out over the white line, taking the high line around the corner in the dry.
Yes.
Where conventionally, you want to get your car down to the apex. That's the quickest way around the corner. What's the story there, technically?
If you think about it, when you drive around the outside, you have a lot more momentum that you can take around the outside because it's a bigger radius of a corner.
On this particular corner.
On this particular
because
corner.
It's banked?
It's banked, and they have all the power in the world to pull them around that banking. So what they're trying to do, if you take it around the inside, you have to slow down a lot more. You have to put a lot more input into your steering wheel. You have to delay your throttle. And you're going to have, like I said, slow down more, so you're going to have to use the brake a lot more. If you carry the momentum around the outside, you can see it in the races where guys would beat them to the apex, but the outside line would just get a huge launch around the outside because they didn't have to slow down as much. They got the car straighter faster, so they can get on throttle earlier. And it's just one of those corners that it's like, yeah, it's very easy to pass if you're on the bumper of the person because you just drive straight to the apex and then cut up in front of them and they can't do anything. But that outside line gets the momentum because it's a bigger diameter of a corner. You don't have to slow down as much. You can that banking can really keep the rolling speed up instead of like a flat corner where you don't have any help on the outside to get the car to roll around.
So it really is about that. It's
all
about the
the
banking.
Yeah, if the banking wasn't there, they wouldn't be taking.
Because even when you think about it, if you take the apex line, let's say you do, but you're also exiting that apex line on that curve, you're going to be going uphill a little bit because of the banking. Yeah.
So you're climbing. There's a lot of factors that you have to take into going to the tighter line that. It's not gonna, but in the, it's like a delta. You gain 4 car lengths going to the apex on the tight line, but you lose 10 car lengths on exit. So now your delta is losing 6 car lengths by the end of it. Obviously, this is over exaggerated with numbers, but it's just to show you, like, you just have to kind of. It's faster to pass and cut the guy off on the outside, but it's faster to take that banking around the outside and use momentum to get out of the corner because you're probably coming out of there 10, 15K faster than the guy that's on the inside of the corner.
Got it. There you have it, kids. Learn from the pro. No pun intended. Let us know what you think of Red Bull, Max Verstappen's dominance. When will they lose a race? We said it, I think, after race 2 or 3. They're going undefeated this year as a team. Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to beat Max anymore at all.
Unless they both DNF, this isn't going to happen.
Yeah. So, but at least it was an interesting race in Holland. We enjoyed the Netherlands, the Dutch GP.
Let's have some more of those.
Yeah, exactly. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you think. It's another race weekend.